not going to wait for anybody to jump on. You can just have to catch the playback of this, all right? This is your weekly forecast. I am sorry that I did not get to jump on here yesterday. I felt like I needed to ground myself yesterday and I needed to be still, okay? So this is going to be the forecast for April 6th to the 13th, okay? So we're doing it from the 6th to the 13th, which is tomorrow's energy, until next Friday, I believe, or next Saturday, I believe. Okay. Now, there's a lot to get in here, so this is not going to be a short video. A long video, not a short video. That's that Mercury retrograde. So let me slow down, take a breath and slow down. All right. This is not going to be a long video because I think that there's so much information already out here on the eclipse energy and things that you could or should be doing, right? I am going to get straight to the point of maybe some things that you need to pay attention to, maybe some areas that you need to give less attention to, all right? So the overall energy as we're moving throughout this up and coming week obviously is eclipse energy, and if you are sensitive to the energy, you can already feel that energy coming on in. I want to make sure that you are on point for exactly how this is going to affect you, all right? So first thing is we are having the eclipse, and the eclipse is happening in Aries. I've been speaking about Aries for the past 3 weeks, okay? The overall message that you need to know going into this eclipse energy is, what is the goal? All right. You may not necessarily have the full plan yet, but what is the goal? All right. Not only to mention that, but Mercury is also retrograding in Aries. Okay. There's a lot of Aries energy on the chart. Aries is bringing in new beginnings. It's bringing in bigger picture. It's bringing in energy of being able to take on things directly and not kind of avoid them. So it's bringing in energy where you can operate in just dealing with things head on and not pushing them to the side. All right. Aries energy can also bring in conflict, anger, aggression, debate, or that fuck fight energy, that, push pull energy. All right. So it's going to be very important that as we are entering into this eclipse energy on the 8th, and I really want to say, like, we're already in the eclipse energy, and I've been stressing this going on 3 weeks now. It's important for you to know what your goal is. You may not have the full plan yet, but you need to know exactly what the overall goal is for this next cycle, the next 12 months. All right. So in the atmosphere, some things that you may want to pay attention to as you're moving throughout the 8th. Okay. You want to pay attention to whatever rejection is in the air, whatever is popping up in the love space, whatever is popping up in the anxiety space, whatever is popping up in the space of trying to disturb your sense of wholeness, right? You want to pay attention to whatever pain is trying to come in. You want to pay attention to whatever frustrations coming on in with this energy, and you want to be able to match all of those by surrendering to what you can and cannot control. All right, so let me just map this out for you right now. As I am speaking to you, the moon is still in Pisces, so Pisces can bring in a level of understanding things, right, or transcending past things. So we're also talking about not just mental alchemy, but also emotional alchemy, transmuting energy. Okay, so Pisces, between today and tomorrow morning at around 11:25 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I am, you have an opportunity to move past things and transcend things. Or you could be living in an illusion, which means you're still taking things and maybe even dealing with projective energy, because Pisces can be an energetic sponge and it's full of emotions. So maybe tapping in an emotional level, but not really paying attention to where those emotions are really being driven from. All right. So I'm going to go back to the 3 questions, asking yourself, who am I now? Where am I now? And what do I want or need now is going to be very helpful as you are diving into this eclipse energy. All right. So between tonight and tomorrow morning at around 11:25 a.m., the question you need to be asking yourself is, what am I really feeling? Okay, pay attention to what you're really feeling. And then once you pay attention to your feeling, allow the energy to navigate you through that feeling. You're never supposed to get stuck in any emotions or any thoughts. They're always supposed to be a way where you can navigate through any type of energy, all right? Because you cannot be happy and sad at the same time. Now, when we get into the new moon and solar eclipse energy on the 7th, so on the 7th, actually, if I'm not mistaken, on the 7th, we're transferring over into Aries energy at about 11:25 a.m. I've already given you the archetype of Aries, big picture, new beginnings. So once again, I'm stressing what is the plan, not so much the plan, but what's the goal? What's the overall goal that you want to get accomplished? That's what this energy is going to be able to help you with, okay? There's, and can I just say this, which I find very interesting? Uh, Sorry, someone was calling me. My son's school, and I don't know if this is happening across the board, closed school for Monday, which is Eclipse Day, right? One second, y'all. So my son's school closed school for Monday, Eclipse Day, and the reason that they gave why they were closing the school on Monday is because they don't want the kids looking up in the sky, right? Um, now, um, give me one second. Okay, so they don't want the kids looking up in the sky on Monday, so they close school on Monday. All right, so when have you known schools to close on Eclipse Day? Schools don't normally close on eclipse. Like schools don't even normally pay attention that much to eclipse, and if they do, they give the kids those glasses so they can experience this. So they're closing school on Monday the 8th, and which means they pretty much want everyone to stay inside, right? Because of the eclipse. Now, if you can get outside and get some sunlight and get tapped into that energy on Monday, I'm saying to you, this is what you should do. You definitely want to see if you can get some of that sunlight and soak it up, okay? Because this energy is very, very powerful. And one of the things that I heard in meditation as I was really focusing on exactly what needed to be transmitted to you in this eclipse energy, one of the things they said to talk about is to talk about Aries being responsible for the head and being responsible for the tongue, right? Which is two important things that you need to understand when you're dealing with metaphysics, right? The head has to do with your crown chakra and your third eye, right? So it's all about perception and all about you being able to receive intuition, using your intuition and your downloads or uploads, right? The tongue has to do with casting spells, okay, or receiving spells. So you want to be very mindful of intuitively what's going on in and around you on the 8th, especially when it comes to what thoughts energetically that you're sending out, okay? Because remember, your thoughts going out is electricity, okay? They're electric, they're sparks, okay? Which is representation of masculine energy. Your emotions are magnetic. So your emotions are going to pull to you and your thoughts are going to send out messages. Emotions are going to pull messages in, okay? And so you want to be mindful about what you're speaking out into the atmosphere as well as what you're thinking about coming in to this energy, all right? So from the 7th at around 11:25 a.m., up until the 9th at around 11:24 a.m., we will be sitting in Aries energy, okay? So you have an opportunity, whether or not you need to go out and get your candles, whether or not you need to do some meditation, whatever it is, coming into this eclipse energy, you need to know what the goal is. You may not necessarily have the big plan yet, but you at least know what the end goal is, all right? So you want to pay attention to that. The only thing you should really be standing in on eclipse, I know everybody has these wonderful uploads about what you can expect for this eclipse. I'm talking about you personally on this spiritual walk, okay? I'm not talking about the things that are going to happen externally, because there's going to be a lot of things happening externally. Like, for example, this morning, I know New York had an earthquake. That's not going to be the only thing happening globally around the world. Globally around the world, you're going to find as we come into this eclipse energy, there are going to be more natural things happening, maybe even really, I'm just going to say natural disasters happening around the world, or things, destruction of man-made things happening around the world. So just be paying attention to that, but you're not to get alarmed by that, all right? You're not to lose focus on that. Your focus should be, what is the goal? What's the goal? Pay attention to your thoughts and pay attention to your emotions in this time, because that's what's going to fuel your experiences for the next year. Okay, be mindful of that. All right. So once again, this message is just really more so about what you can expect for the eclipse. What's eclipsing in your life that you may need to pay attention to? Is it your finances? Is it your love life? Is it the family? Is it the home? Is it your business? Pay attention to what's eclipsing within your own experience. Make sure you have a plan. You don't have to have the full plan, but make sure you have the goal as to what needs to be executed. Okay. Now, from the 9th at about 11:24 a.m. to the 11th at about 12:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're swapping over into Taurus's energy, right? So eclipse is over. Life is going to be eclipsing. You can find as things are starting to break up and change. All right. Now, once we're in this Taurus energy, what I need you to be mindful of as you're moving throughout Taurus, because some major changes could have just suddenly happened in your experience between the 7th and the 9th, right? But eclipse energy can also take a couple of months or a couple of weeks for it to fully appear in your experience. So be mindful of that. This is not just a day or a couple of hours of energy. This energy could be unfolding over a period of weeks or even up to 6 months. So be mindful of that. So once you enter into the moon in Taurus from the 9th to the 11th, steady and calm. Be patient. Take your time. Pay attention to the basic details of your day-to-day experience. Don't get so caught up in what's going on externally outside of you that you cannot control. Okay, this is going to be important because remember I said what's circling in the air right now, and especially why they want everybody to stay locked in and closed in and not pay attention to this beautiful amount of energy that's coming in, is a lot of rejection energy, a lot of anxiety, a lot of disruption, a lot of painful energy, a lot of frustration. But you also have the energy of love and surrender mixed up in this eclipse energy. I can't make it up. I pulled the cards, and exactly what I was feeling and thinking and talking about in the backhand with my crew is exactly what the cards are saying, right? You are not to get caught up in external things. You need to know what your own personal goals are, okay? And you need to be mindful to allow those things to permeate your spirit as you are entering into this eclipse energy, all right? Now, let me also say this. We're closing out the week from the 11th at about 12:59 p.m. to the 13th at about 5:45 p.m. in Gemini. And all I'm going to say for Gemini's energy when we get over to Gemini on Thursday, because I'm going to upload the next week's energy between Thursday and Friday of next week, you need to know communication. Less is more. And what you might find with less is more, you may have to be repeating yourself a little bit more than you would like to. So be patient with that. Once again, between Thursday and Saturday of next week, you're going to find that communication is key and less said is more. So don't drag the story out. Hit the bullet points, and you may have to repeat yourself within these bullet points. Remember, everyone's life is eclipsing. Some people know nothing about astrology. Some people know nothing about your own personal spiritual walk that you're going through. So everyone's life is going to be eclipsing in its own unique way. So do not take anything personally. Know what your goal is. You want to make sure that you're moving in a calm and a slow manner, paying attention to the basic needs and things that needs to get done. All right. And you need to understand that communication is going to be needed, but less is going to be more. Not so much in-depth details. You just need to hit the bullet points and know that you may have to repeat yourself in this energy. Okay. Last recap. Okay. What is your goal? Especially for what is eclipsing in your experience, whether it's your finances, your career, your love life, your health, your business, your kids, whatever it is. Pay attention to what's going on directly with you. Do not get too caught up in what's going on externally in the world, because there are going to be a lot of distractions, okay? There are going to be a lot of distractions. There's also going to be a lot of destruction with maybe infrastructure, Some things in nature are going to be happening, right? And you want to send everybody love, but you also want to make sure that you are grounding yourself in this energy, because this is going to dictate your experience for the next wheel cycle, for the next 12 months. From now until next Aries season, or from now until the end of Pisces season next year, this is what's going to ground you. So if you don't have a goal or a plan on how you want your life to go, one will be given to you in this energy. Okay, so that's wrapping it on up. I am going to jump on to Instagram later today to talk about week 3 and what you can expect for mental alchemy in week 3. All right. It's important for you guys to be able, I want to say in this energy, to trust yourself. We're now dead smack in energy where you need to be able to trust yourself. You need to be able to pay attention to your intuition. You need to be able to not allow doubt and fear and anxiety to be the leaders in how you move through your daily experiences. Okay. So, you know the deal. You want to go ahead and be kind to yourself. All right. You want to be kind to someone else, not because they deserve it, but because you can. Do not take things personally as you're moving throughout this energy, because everybody's life is eclipsing. Some people are also putting out things into the atmosphere where we do have a karmic return coming in. So be mindful of the karmic drive-bys. You want to be mindful of that. All right. Okay. I love you guys much, and I will see you guys in the next Astrology and Archetypes. Bye, my love.